This was the most hidden shelter I had ever seen, completely buried beneath the sand, blending seamlessly into its surroundings. Yet inside, it was remarkably spacious, warm, and equipped with a sophisticated folding stove. No one would ever notice it unless they knew exactly where to look. As winter approached, Awe decided to build an underground refuge to protect himself from the freezing cold. He didn't need to search for the perfect spot. Wherever he stopped, that would be home. Fortunately, the soil in this area had a high sand content, making excavation easier. With powerful strokes, he wielded his shovel, chiseling out a large pit with precision. Hours of digging finally revealed the hard-packed earth below. The local wildlife seemed unsettled by his presence, watching from a distance before scurrying away. Awe only laughed and carried on. Once the foundation was complete, it was time to reinforce the structure. He ventured deep into the forest, where he found large fallen logs, perfect for building the framework. With careful measurement, he cut them to equal lengths and positioned the strongest ones at each corner for support. Smaller logs were stacked tightly to form sturdy walls, with every gap meticulously filled with sand for insulation. Knowing that the ground could shift unpredictably, he reinforced the walls with wooden stakes, ensuring that his shelter would remain intact even in strong winds or snowfall. For additional insulation, Awe gathered flexible saplings and bent them into an arched ceiling, securing them with thick hemp rope. Then, he laid logs across the top, making sure they fit snugly. To fully camouflage the shelter, he carefully spread a thick layer of moss over the roof, followed by a blanket of fallen leaves. From above, it looked like nothing more than untouched forest floor. Next, he constructed the entrance, weaving tree branches together to form a sturdy yet flexible door. Inside, he lined the ground with soft, lush moss, creating a comfortable sleeping area. Though the underground shelter provided excellent insulation, warmth was still necessary for survival. Awe carefully carved a passage for a chimney, installed a folding stove, and connected it securely to vent the smoke outside. As night fell and the temperature dropped, he lit a fire in the stove. The flames crackled, filling the shelter with warmth. With the fire burning steadily, Awe took out fresh beef rolls he had packed earlier and placed them on a pan, slowly frying them over low heat. He added sliced tomatoes, sweet peppers, and cucumbers, stirring them gently until they were perfectly browned and aromatic. The comforting smell of hot food filled the shelter, making the cold outside seem insignificant. After finishing his meal, he spread out a thick blanket and quickly drifted into a deep, peaceful sleep. By the time he woke up, the first snowfall had arrived, covering the land in a soft, white veil. Grateful for the warmth of his shelter, he stepped outside, gathering fresh pine needles to make tea. Back at the fire, he boiled water, watching as the fragrant steam curled into the crisp morning air. As he sipped his tea, he gazed at the snow-covered forest, appreciating the serenity of nature. His hidden sanctuary had become a fortress against the cold, allowing him to live in comfort despite the harsh conditions.